Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Princess Janet, and if this is the first time of watching my videos, don't forget to subscribe. And to my returning subscribers, thank you guys for subscribing. We're about to hit the 1,000 subscribers, so thank you guys. Like this video, drop your comment, share it for wider audience. Today we're going to be talking about gender roles in marriage. Who created them? Did God define any gender role in marriage? Or is it just society and people? So that's what we're going to be discussing. And you'll be on the hot seat. Stay tuned.
Heavenly Father, I speak peace into every home that is in chaos that is listening to us today in Jesus' name.
Welcome back. so, sir. uh,
Why am I on the hot seat today?
so, what do you think about gender role in marriage?
Gender roles. When you talk about roles are like let's first define roles. Roles to me, I'll say roles are things you are saddled with the responsibility to do. Like, okay, for example, probably in a place of work, they say, okay, this is your responsibility, or these are your roles. These are things you need to do. So, and when you talk about gender, either male or female roles in marriage. So depending on everybody has different views about a lot of people, and I say disclaimer is that all your opinions are, but everybody has the right to their own opinion. But this is just our own opinion, and this is just my own opinion. I believe gender roles are the things that were created by, especially if you're from Africa, you know that okay, like the typical African family or African settings, you know that okay, the thing is that okay, the mother cooks, the mother takes care of the family, the mother takes care of the children, like the mother is in charge of the home front, and the father responsibility just to like provide money, provide security, provide provide security, provide money, provide basic needs in the house like shelter and all those stuff. So they are not wrong in a way because probably they feel the man is strong, the man has the capacity to like provide support, protect their woman, protect their children. It's a good thing.
How do they provide security?
It's, like we all know that men are strong. There are things that men can do, like to the level of
There's some men that
protecting their
cannot kill
family.
snake. Oh.
But at least to an extent, there are men
Ordinary snake, they'll run away.
there are men that can still protect their family, care for their family, and financially be there for their family. Okay. So then they also see women as okay, women are supposed to be at the home, sometimes at the home, take care of the kids, take care of the family, cook, and all those kind of stuff. So, but those things are, should I say, there are things that are okay. For example, even if you look at,
So now, are we
even if
saying
you look at,
we agree that gender roles are created by humans?
yeah, gender roles are created by humans, and like I said, African settings is different, and Western
I
settings.
don't really think is that different.
Let me explain what I mean by they are different. Like when you look at the African setting, when you look back into like the 80s, the 70s, even the 60s, you discover that most of most of our great grandparents then what they do, well, most of them they are farmers. Realize that the man marries maybe 2 or 3 wives and has a lot of children, and what is his role as a man then is to provide farm, do a lot of stuff, bring him
But it's
money.
not the only one that does that. In those
Yes, in
days,
those days too, women also
they marry a lot of wives and have a lot of children because
children
they need them in the farm.
in the
So it's not
farm.
the only one that is working in the farm.
But in a
The
way,
women also worked in the farm. I remember talking to my mom like few days ago about pregnancy and how they do it in the olden days. And my mom was like, our mom, which is like my grandma, she gave back like 10 children. And with pregnancy, she would still go to the farm, carry yam on her head. So women too, they work then. So it's not
yeah,
as if it is the only it's women alone that
but at the
was
point
providing for
in
for
those
the home.
days, I get you. In those days, the men are like the pillar of the like the pillar when it comes to finances, when it comes to going to the farm, doing a lot of stuff. You get a point. It's not all the stages of farm production. I'm an agronomist, and it's not all stages of crop production that the women are involved. There are stages where it's the man's responsibility. Is one that hires. Sometimes they at the point it also graduated from them using their family to also employing workers. So at the point, it was the responsibility of the man to handle production, handle procurement, handle workers and everything. While he brings in the produce, brings in the money, the woman's in the house taking care of the kids. And in those days, they still have like 3, 4 wives and many children, and they were there to take care of the women, are there to take care of the kids and also take care of the home and everything. But as time progresses, as we move beyond subsistence farming in quotes to commercialized farming, people now becoming knowledgeable, people are now going to school. You realize most people most people are no more in the farm, they're no more in the rural settlement, they are now in the cities, and everybody's educated, the woman's educated, the man's educated. You realize everybody now has different roles, everybody now has jobs. So in a way, the settings or the gender roles in the marriage kind of change. That's like a shift, kind of. So you realize that the man goes to work in the morning, the woman also goes to work in the morning. But in the African setting, there's still, even though both of you goes to work, by the time you come back home, you still see the woman has to go back to the kitchen. These are the things we saw our parents, our mom do. These are the things we saw in our own in some family, where even though you have gone to work and everything.
And should that continue?
I won't. It depends. That's why it also depends on individual. That's why I said there was time I was thinking about it, that no two marriages are the same. Marriage A and B can never be the same. What is obtainable in marriage A cannot be obtainable in marriage B. So when you see some couples prefer, okay, depending on what individuals want, really, some women prefer, okay, they will come home, they want to really do the cooking, they really want to take care of their family, like do the cooking, do the chores and everything. And some do not even want their husband interference. I've seen it on Twitter, I've seen it on a lot of platforms where some women say, okay, that is what they love to do. Those kind of women, you can't fault them for what they want, can't blame them or force them in quotes for what they want. And there are also women also believe, if we both come from work, we both need to enter the kitchen. In one way or the other, you need to support me in the kitchen. And let's say the lady is finishing from work, let's say 5 p.m. You as a man, you're finished from work, let's say 3 p.m. So when we okay, why can't you support in one way, enter into the kitchen, fix something for us before I get back from work? So if people belong to that kind of, if a family, like I've given like 2 different scenarios, right? So or 3 different scenarios. So if you fall into any of this category, if that works well for you, fine. But we just need, what I would say about that is we just need to be more considerate.
But I don't think there is, I don't think there's any woman that will like to go to work from morning to night and then will still come back and will not want any interference. Like, I understand maybe cooking, they might not, okay, I want to cook my food. But there are other house chores in the house. I don't think there was any woman that would be like, okay, you taking care of the child. No, I don't want you to do that. I will cook, I will clean, I will wash, I will do everything. I don't know.
No, yeah, I understand.
I don't know if there's any woman that is like that you will not want the man to support you at all. Fine, you might not. There are some women that might not ask, but seeing a man helping you to maybe clean the kitchen after you cook, like, I don't know if there are
that is why we also as humans,
any help
when we talk about
it's just like the same thing with some men provide. There are men that where they don't say anything, providing for everything in the house, but when the woman also supports, they like fine, they also accept it. And
that is why we as humans, beyond gender roles, we also need to have like this empathy for each other. We need to have this love of Christ, because everything we say or do, we should look at it from the aspect of we having this genuine love towards each other. If you have a genuine love to your partner, either to your man or to your woman, if you come in, like say we both come in into the house at the same time from work, there's nothing stopping. And you guys have kids, there's nothing stopping. Okay, you handle meals. Okay, let me take care of the kids. I handle the assignment. You handle one thing or the other. It's like when you share jobs, when you share things to do in the house. So why we need to have this empathy to each other. We need to love each other. We need to have this Christ-like love to each other. because when you guys come into the house, there's nothing stopping you as a man, as a woman, say, okay, you do this, let me do this. And that's why it's always good to know everybody has their own preference, what they want to do. For me, I prefer cleaning. I rather clean than ask me to cook. So if your spouse, your woman say, okay, she loves cooking, she prefers to cook, and the man say, okay, I'm going to handle cleaning. So while the woman is cleaning, you handle the cleaning, clean the house, mop, sweep, and everything. Then probably take care of the kids, help them with the assignment and everything. So you are dividing the labor. So let's say, and it won't make sense for, let's say the lady finish cooking. After finish cooking, she set the food and everything. After food, she takes the child, bathes the child, clean the house and everything. She's going to worn out. But when you have this division of labor, everybody takes what they feel they can handle. It's not, you don't have to, for example, now I won't say a woman should say, okay, this is what I want you to do, this is what I want you to do as the man. Like, fine, it's not like you can't, a woman can say, okay, can you do this or something, like say, okay, you do this, you do this. We just need to have this basic understanding that whatever we do in our home, we are doing for ourselves. If you as the man, you are helping the woman to either clean, or you are cleaning, or you are doing one thing or the other, you are not doing it for her. You're also doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the family. So if you clean, if you sweep, if you cook, you're not doing it for anybody. You are doing it for the home. So I believe when you have that kind of mentality that, okay, I'm also making things easier for my woman, I'm also making things easier for my wife, so that she does not get stressed out. That's why you see a lot of women worn out easily, because you have she's in her 40s, she's already looking old or something, because she has been doing a lot of things on her own. So we need to decentralize the responsibility. Let it
So,
be.
do you think there is any role that each gender cannot do, like that they cannot, share or swap?
No, I don't think there's any role each gender cannot do. For example, most of the time, you don't see men gravitate towards cooking. I understand. Me, I don't gravitate towards cooking, but
But
it's not that men can't
there
cook.
are, if you check online now and check top chef in the world, you're going to see the list of 5 men out of 10, or even 7 men out of 10. So I don't think there's,
Yes.
like, men
It's,
doesn't gravitate to cooking.
it's not that men, if they are choosing it as roles, like their job,
Okay,
it's
they
different.
can just have
No,
a
no, no,
job,
no, no,
but they
no.
can't do it
Men,
alone.
there are men, like I said, there are men who are chefs.
Uh-huh.
That is their job. That is what they feel. That is
So
what breaks
if
in the
they
morning.
can do it
But
as a
when,
job, that
like,
means a man can also cook.
yes, we are not saying, I'm not saying the man can cook, but when you look at, when you bring it to the home setting, you're talking about gender roles in the marriage, in the home. When you bring it down to the home, we still have this. I won't lie to you, we still have this. Every man still have this, especially when you are from Africa. You still have this level of
What?
this I don't know the
Ego.
word. No, not ego.
What was
Not
it?
ego. You can't still take this African thing away from us.
Why?
Like, we still want the woman to do the cooking.
Why?
We still want her to, like, do the cooking. So, but that does not
It's
stop. That does not
because
stop.
most of you guys are lazy. That's the word.
No, it's not that. No, you
It's
can't call it lazy.
laziness.
For
Okay, so
example,
why can't I call it
let's see this way.
laziness?
Let's see this way. The fact that the woman, the fact that the woman cooks and the man does not cook, but he handles other stuff, he is not lazy.
Why is he not lazy?
It's not like,
out of the house chores
no.
that we have in the house,
Mhm.
the most difficult or the most tasking is cooking. And why did I say that? Because you cook in the morning, sometimes you cook in the afternoon, sometimes you cook at night. And every day we have to eat. You can survive if the house is dirty, like you are tired and the house is dirty. I will just clean it later tomorrow. But you do not cook and there's no food and you're not fasting. How will you survive? How will the family, how will the children survive without cooking in a day? You can survive without cleaning in a day. You can survive without washing your clothes in a day. In fact, washing clothes is like maybe sometimes once in a week. Even cleaning, deep cleaning the house is probably once in a week. But cooking, even if you cook food and pack in the fridge or whatever, you will still see some other things that you will still cook in a day. Apart from the things you already have in the house. Probably you cook vegetable or whatever, you will still make amala or pando or whatever. So cooking is more tasking than every other whatever house just combined. And that is why you guys the African setting that you are saying, you guys, you cannot take the African out of. You guys know that it takes a lot of work, and it's not just even the cooking that is tasking. The fact that you even need to think about what to eat alone self is tasking, and they will have some of you men. What should we cook? You say anything. Thinking about what to cook alone is tasking. It's mental stress. Thinking about what should I cook, you a woman start thinking about cooking from the bed. She will start looking at the kitchen from the bed, like what's the ingredient inside the house? Do we have stew? Is there pepper? Is there still onion? Do we have thyme, Maggi, salt? I start combining everything. Okay, I don't have that one. What can I cook? Blah blah blah.
Wait.
Before even going to the kitchen and cooking. So you guys know the stress that is involved in cooking, and that is why most times you guys shy away. I don't want to cook. Blah blah blah. I don't want to do this. Men that even still do other house chores, it's still okay. It's fine. If the woman wants to cook, it's okay. They can cook, and there are women that love cooking. They can cook anything. In fact, they can cook morning, afternoon, night, do snacks and whatever. There are women that have those strength, but there are women that don't have that strength, and because they don't have it, or they say they can't. If a woman say I cannot cook, it will be as if she's saying, I don't know, like she's not a woman.
No, the thing is, it depends on
these gender roles that we are talking about. We are talking about based on in a home where the man is working, the woman is working. Both of them are providing for the home. In a situation where the man is working, is the one providing 100%, and the woman is
at home, like
full-time housewife. The husband can help fine if he wants, and if he doesn't help, like you said, two homes are not the same. At least she's not going out, she's at home. It's not as if what she's doing to is not work. It's a full-time. It's a lot of stress too. Staying at home and taking care of the house. It's not beans with toddlers or even grown up. So it's also work that she's doing, and the husband too is going to also work. So it doesn't mean both of them cannot even still come and still do some house chores. But I'm talking about a situation where both of you go out and work. You work the same work that before, the excuse men used before not to do house chores, that we are the one working, we are providing, I'm tired. But you are tired, the woman is tired, and then you come back and then you still expect her to do everything. Why? How? And there are some Christians like that they also do like, how? Why? You say a man cannot cook. Gender rules. They bring in, because they cannot find any place in the Bible where Jesus said or God said, okay, the woman must cook. Or it was not, Adam was not hungry when God saw him and said, okay, let me create a woman that can cook for him. Or let me create a woman that can show him. The clothes Adam is wearing is already dirty. He can't wash it. Let me create a woman that will wash it for her. They did not find all those verses. They will not bring in other verses like submission. They bring it into cooking. How does submission comes into cooking?
I understand. See, let's look at it this way. You mentioned something that, okay, the woman thinks about what to cook, even from bed and everything. That's why you see most of the time, sometimes men don't say, okay, why don't you eat this, why don't you eat that? Because they don't want to stress you. They just want to, like, okay, do what you think is convenient for you and everything. But apart from that, I understand that, okay, men kind of, if a guy is working and a lady is working, it's always good too that, like, I'm not saying men should not work, men should not support the woman in the kitchen, no, or supporting the house and everything. It can be joint thing. Like I said earlier, you need to, like, there's nothing stopping you saying, okay, you take this role, okay, let me do this, let me do that. When you come home, both of you, one person can be doing the cooking, one other person is doing the dishes, or putting the dishes into the dishwasher, or doing something or that. But get busy. Not like you just sit down in the house, cross your leg as a man, cross your leg and be waiting for the food to come in. So it's also in the togetherness. Like when you do things together, those are the avenue where you bond. I see that already when you bond. Like, okay, even if they're not stopping you, if you are not bringing work from the office home, or the woman is not bringing work from, because there are times that either as a man or as a woman, you can still bring some job from the office to the home. But if that is not the case, they're only stopping you guys hang around in the kitchen, talk while you cook. One person is bringing the Maggi, one person is bringing the salt, one person is washing the rice, one person is doing one thing or the other, so that in a way you guys are doing things together. And it also helps communication. It also helps the togetherness and everything. So you do things together.
These gender roles, sometimes people think it's just something trivial. Recently, a man burnt the wife alive because
because
she was washing clothes and the man was hungry and she didn't cook. And then because of that, set her ablaze. Like,
which
why?
which does not
Why,
make sense.
if your wife is washing clothes and they said it was even his clothes that is washing, maybe it's your clothes that is washing or the child's clothes or her clothes, there's nothing stopping you from, if you can't even cook, let's assume you can't even cook, eat something that you see, maybe gari and granite or something in the
Yeah,
house, and
why
there's nothing
the
stopping
food
you
is
to from cooking. Like, you will not die if you cook.
yeah, you won't die really.
So because of that,
And 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 if,
you now set
and
the
even
wife
apart
ablaze.
from that,
Why?
if you also need like like it's also the responsibility. I don't know, but I feel it is not necessarily the responsibility of the man. Like we also need to, because we also need to move beyond house chores. We also need to also look at finance, because it's also part of the gender roles. People
Mm-hmm.
look at, people see it as okay, it's a man's responsibility to provide alone. Why do women just wait for the man to provide every basic needs in the house? But what I want to say is also like about the woman that you said was washing and everything. If you as the man, you provide necessary things in the house to make life easier for your woman. For example, if she has a washing machine in the house, she won't be somewhere washing the clothes and everything. Probably put the clothes in the washing machine while the washing machine is doing its thing. So, and she can focus on something else. So if you also make life easy, even from to the kitchen utensils, kitchen pots and everything, if you make your kitchen much more easier for the woman, it also makes life easy for the, when it comes to cooking, it also makes it easier for the
And if
woman.
you don't have that
So
money to make life easy, the other way for him to make the life easy was for him to cook.
yeah, support
Like,
in one way
two
or the other
adults are in the house, one is doing something else, then you go and cook and find something to eat
to eat
too,
and everything. So
and
instead
both of
of
you will eat it and you will be fine. I also read something recently too, like the wife had cancer, and then I think they did operation for her, and then the doctor was telling the husband that she will need some weeks for
to
her to
rest.
recover and she won't be able to do some stuffs in the house. And the next thing the husband will ask is, for how long will she not be able to
Just
cook, because she can't be eating cereals every
every
day.
day. But that's why I said
And,
that's why we need
and
to
it's
we need
funny,
to
like, yeah, is even just is worried about not eating cereal. He's not even worried about who
about
will
the
cook
for the
food
woman.
for the woman that will make her recover. In that kind of setting, the man should be able to cook, even if it's for 2 months. You be able to cook for your wife to recover and for her to go back to the kitchen if she's the one that is cooking before. That 2 months will not kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You swapping and cooking at that time will not diminish it, will not reduce your manhood,
Your
it will not
married
shrink
life.
your manhood or anything. There's nothing wrong with that. And some people think men don't know how to cook. It's not about just not knowing how to cook. There are a lot of men that know how to cook, but once they get married, you don't see them there again. And with time, they will even forget how to cook. They're like, it's the last time I've cooked. And cooking involves practice. The more you cook, the more you know how to cook.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why women know how to cook is because it has been put in our head from right as a teenager. You have to cook.
Yeah, to
You
cook and
must know how
everything.
to cook. Blah blah blah. You must cook for your husband, your children. So we've been cooking. I started cooking as early as 13 years old. Started turning amala, cooking away and all those stuff. So why won't I know how to cook?
Then it's also like you said now, like right from, it's also not the fault of the man. Sometimes the man too is also taught to also provide. Like they at the point in time, they also see that like it's their responsibility to provide. And like I said, I won't say not. I won't speak for every man, but in a way, and when it comes to provision, now let's talk about away from houses and let's talk
Yeah,
about provision.
provision.
And I won't speak for every man, but in a way, it affects a man when you, in a way, when you can't meet your responsibility in the house. You can't provide, your children are not going to school, your wife is not feeding well, your family are not feeding well, you can't pay rent. It's in a way it affects a man mentally, everything about the man. So in a way, men have also been wired to also provide. Like I'm not saying wired
It has been
like culturally kind
Yeah,
of
it has been put into
to
men
men that you
that
need to
they
provide.
have to
Even
provide.
it's not even the fault of the man alone. Even the women out there now, you can
Mm-hmm.
see what it's happening of recent on different podcasts where you see a lot of women putting demand on the man, like he needs to provide.
Those one are not even married.
And they're not
Those
even
one are not
married
even
yet.
serious. Like,
So the demand
putting
is there,
financial demand
and
on boyfriend.
these are the things. Okay, is the boyfriend that becomes the husband. So
Mhm.
imagine when the guy is still in the outside, and every demand on him is that he needs to provide. The demand is not on him to also support in the home. The demand is not on him to also learn how to cook or be able to fix something for himself. But the demand on him is you need to provide.
Provide.
So when he gets married and he has a wife and a family, what he's thinking about is provision. and he's not seeing himself as okay, I need to come home and do one thing or the other in the home. And when he can't provide, when he's incapacitated because of anything or the other, is because then the problem sets in. The woman too is also complaining that he's not doing his duty as the husband or something. So and that brings us to women also looking at how you can provide for the home, because I always say this: if I don't know how much in Africa generally or wherever you are, I don't know how much a man wants to earn, and that will be sufficient. Except if you're a politician or except if you're a businessman, you're earning in millions. And
Is
also,
even still possible to some extent in Africa for a man alone to be able to provide to some extent, though they might not have the best of life.
yes,
But when
it's that
you're
best of
living
life.
abroad,
It's not even possible when you're living
where
abroad
you
because
have to pay monthly bills like every month. You know, in Nigeria, you pay house rent in a year.
yeah,
Once you pay 1 year, you're okay. Oh, in the next 12 months,
that's more
I'm not paying house rent again. Probably you have your own house, blah blah blah. You know, it's feeding and all that. But here, house rent will come every
every
month,
month bills,
every
light bills
month.
every month,
Phone bills, light bills, gas bill, insurance, different bills will
different
just be
bills.
bringing their head like this, choo 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 choo, and you have to pay it. That money, you just become homeless.
You have to
And
pay.
if one person is just working, in fact, not just savings, you guys will be in debt.
It's not.
You
It's
won't
not
be able
even.
to
It's not
pay.
even. It's not even.
You won't be
It's
able
most
to
of the
pay
time it's
all
not
your
visible
all your
for
bills.
you to
So it's very important
for the man to work alone in the
for
Western
both
world.
to be able to what to provide, and that's why I'm talking about, gender roles. I don't know if fine, like you said, different homes will have different things that work for
Yeah.
them. But I think the best thing, which will work for everybody, is the fact that everybody should be able to do what everyone is doing. Like a man should be able to work, a woman should be able to work and also bring money home. A man should be able to also do house chores in the house. A woman should be able to do house chores in the house. Because a time will come, one person can be incapacitated. Your wife might become sick. Nobody prays for her to be sick. You'll be able to what? To cook for your children, cook for your wife, to recover. The husband might lose his job too. Nobody prays for that, but it happens. There will be fund coming from the wife, even though it might not be sufficient for you, but at least something is coming
Something's
inside
coming.
the house. It's different from zero. It's different from pure, nothing. Something is coming. There will be a backup that you guys can survive on until the husband will get another job. So it's very important for both to be able to do that. And I think the only gender role that is defined by God, which cannot be swapped, is woman getting pregnant, delivering the baby, and breastfeeding. Those three
Yeah.
things are the only three gender rules that I think exist biologically or that God has defined that a man cannot, a man cannot do. And that one too is, a lot of stress. And
Then
during that time, the man also needs to support the
yeah.
wife. A lot of support is needed. She might not be able to do a lot of things, and there are women that can't do it. Pregnancy is different for everybody. You can't compare. You can't say, when my mommy was pregnant, she used to pound yam for my daddy. So you have to be pounding yam. It doesn't work like that. Your wife might not even be able to cook rice. Cooking any food might make her vomit for 9 months. So what will you guys eat for 9 months? Be eating Mama Put or
McDonald's,
KFC
KFC,
or McDonald's.
or Mr. Biggs. Then apart from that, we also need to look at people also talk about how much of should the woman support when it comes to finances and everything, because like I said, men have been wired to be like the breadwinner, the sole financier of the house. So, and when you look at it that way, you also look at, okay, the woman also feels, like, I don't need to, like,
See, a woman can
like,
say,
I can't
a woman can
give
say,
all my whole.
a woman can say, I can't give my whole, I can't do this before marriage, or even when she just get married. But the truth is, a lot of women are giving their whole in marriage.
You can't say a lot of women. Some women,
Not
the
just some.
statistics. Wait, some women, not all, because you
Okay,
realize.
look at the women around you. Don't forget about what you are seeing on social media. A lot of people are just saying stuff for cruise. They will talk and say, I cannot marry a man that doesn't have money. Why? Meanwhile, they are married at home too, and they are the one that are paying the bills. So forget about what you are seeing on social media. Look at around you, women around you, friends, families. Do you see women supporting in their home or not?
Well, I don't know what happens in their homes.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens in their. I'm not in their home, but I can say, okay, a lot of ladies I know, A lot of these I know, most of them, apart from the fact that they have their 9 to 5 jobs, they also have business that they do, which they use to support the house, which is very good. But what I'm saying is for those who don't do that,
Yeah,
because
I know there are
believe
still some women that won't.
my belief or my belief system is that everybody needs to bring their 100%. Like, I'm not saying when you collect salary, put your whole salary down, but as a family, you need to plan. You need to look at, okay, what are we doing? What is our plan financially? Where do you want to see ourselves financially in the next 10 years? The way you plan for every other things in life, you also need to plan for financial. Where do you see yourself financially? So where some family that, like I said, what works for A might not work for B, really. But where some people are saying, okay, the man brings 80%, why he brings 90%? What happens to the 80% of the woman? What is she doing with it? Is she saving? Because if the man is bringing his 100%, that means the man doesn't have any savings. So if anything happens to the future, where is going to fall back on? So if he's bringing 100%, because the woman, for example, let's say the woman is bringing 20%, he has to bring, let's say, maybe his 100% is the man's 100% is what's going to cover every need of the house. So at the end of the day, the man does not have savings. So if anything happens, what are they going to fall back on? So when I look at the financial security of that family, it's not guaranteed, because the man does not know how much. For example, there are some family where the man does not know how much the woman earns. The woman does not know how much the man earns, and at the end of the day, you are not sure of the man is bringing his 100% to the family. The woman is just bringing 20%. If anything happens, he's not sure of what he can fall back on. So there's no financial security. So everybody's looking at
some women will even borrow their
their
husband money.
Borrow their husband money
Well, if you borrow somebody money, well, if it's borrow, you should pay back. Some people will borrow
money, and you still borrow the husband money and say, okay,
and we even do as if it's not even their own. And a lot of things happen, a lot of things, but it shouldn't be like that. Seriously, we should be able to take each other's burden and each other's stress and worry. Men, they have a lot of burden with provision, which has been embedded in them from young, and as Africans and all that, provide, such that when they can't provide, sometimes it also affects them mentally, emotionally, and all that. It affects sometimes it makes them feel as if they are not man enough, because we make it look as if a man is not providing, and he's not man enough. In fact, what makes him the man and the head of the home is the money, which is not.
And what getting the sex is the money. If you cannot do that, then what does the money?
In marriage,
some people getting into the marriage that, okay, you can't provide for the family, you can't do this, then you're not getting the sex. So
so it shouldn't be like that. We should be able to, Bible says two comes together to become one. And say what God has joined together, let nothing put asunder. Let nothing put asunder. So when your husband and wife should be able to be transparent and plan their finances. So if whosoever is earning, or both of you are earning, you should be able to bring, okay, this is the amount we are going to put on
savings,
house rent, the children's school fees, the feeding and everything. And then, okay, for projects, this is the money we are going to be put on projects and all that and all that. There are people that are running joint accounts as couples, and they are Africans. And there are people that they may not be running a joint account, like a physical joint account, but their finances is joint. They come together as a family to do things together. And that is how it's supposed to be, joint like this, united together in finance and everything. They should be transparent. It's not as if God forbid, nobody would die. One should die and millions will be in their account, and the other partner will not be able to have access to it. And the banker should just carry the money and go. Why should it be like that? You don't know the password to your husband's phone, you don't know the password to your wife's phone, you don't know the password to their first bank or whatever account. You can't access their finance. It's very bad. It's very bad. Seriously, if you can't trust someone with your finance, you shouldn't even get married to them in the first place.
Somebody, what I think about, you can trust somebody to cook your food. Like somebody that cooks your food, like
you can
every day,
have sex together.
No, I'm not about sex.
You
might never have somebody that, but somebody who cooks your food. Like the person can just look at you and say, "This guy, I even hate you. I'm going to like the woman can even be killing you every day." Small. You can trust the woman with your food, but when it comes to your money, you can't. So I understand that some people's experience.
And I think trust is the main thing about the money.
Trust is the
For some women, they feel like if they contribute in the home, that the man will relax, and then he will have more money on his hand to be able to go and get girlfriends
So
outside,
what
and he
what
will
if the
not
man
take
what if the
care
man also thinks if I put
of the
100, if I take
children.
care of all the
Mm.
things in the house, the woman too will also be using that money for something? Why does the why is the woman taking that way?
The husband, they feel like the woman will not use the money to take care of another man. Like they feel like she will. I don't even know. I don't know what such women use that money to do. Like, what do you use the money? Do they just keep it, save it, invest it, or what? Or just spend it on human hair and whatever?
And travel around the world.
I don't know. But that's what some women think that okay, if I put all my money, this money, you can leave me tomorrow. You can carry the money and go and give it to the girlfriends. Or there are some men that the woman knows, okay, this man has girlfriend.
So
And so in that kind of situation, the woman will not want to bring in her finance. Like, no. Mm-mm. Maybe the man is never doing enough in the house.
That is why
not. So
that is why
those kind of things
that's why
does not bring trust into the marriage.
Christians, there are things that are expected of us. Is you can't say you're a Christian and you're having side chicks out there, or you're having side guy out there, or anything. So as Christian, there are things that are not expected of you. The Bible admonishes us to flee from all appearance of evil. The Bible admonishes us to not commit adultery and everything, even commit fornication. So, if you are a good Christian and you follow what the scripture says, there's nothing. If and you are not a womanizer out there, there won't be anything for your wife to keep her finances away from you. Because if you are faithful, God says you are faithful with the little things, much things will be contained into your hands. So if you are faithful, there's nothing stopping the woman from being open to you about her finances. And also there's also a reason why men are not too open about their finances, because some women are also spend
a lot. Once they know
so
the
once
husband
you know that
the
husband has money, that's when they will be
they remember
demanding
they
and
want to
everything.
buy
They want to buy this and buy that. So
want to buy that, they want to buy this.
if you are financially prudent, the man is going to trust you. If you as the man you're also financially prudent, the woman is also going to trust you with everything. But when you are like you are a spendthrift, you don't care, you don't take care about the future or whatever tomorrow holds, whatever comes that day, you just finish it that day. So it's those are things that causes all this kind of problems. So don't let us forget that the discussion is still about gender roles and everything. So what I would just admonish us is, if we truly, genuinely, if we love each other, if the love of Christ dwells in us, definitely we are going to treat our partner, whether the woman or the man supporting the woman in the home, or the woman supporting the man when it comes to finance and all that stuff. So when we have the love of Christ, there's nothing stopping us from doing right by our partner. So that love of Christ is the basic, is the bedrock of everything. So when you have the love of Christ, I think everything really settles. Everything settles really.
Be settled. But there are still some Christians, even
though they have the love of
men
Christ,
of God, that we believe they should have the love of God, like they should know God, but their character in the home, like it doesn't portray it.
Well,
anyway,
that is their own.
And
then, like I said, it's not everything that works for married A that works for married B. So the most important thing, do what works best for you.
Again,
but still,
what works for marriage A doesn't work for marriage B. I think sometimes we overuse that term.
Yeah,
because there are some natural things that will work for every marriage. Love is important. We can't say love will work for marriage A. Love will not work for marriage B. We can't say domestic violence will work for marriage A and it will not work for marriage. There are some things that we know that it shouldn't be in the marriage, and we know there are some things that it should be. It will work for love, respect will work for any marriage. Cheating should. I know there are marriages that they are cheating and they are still together, but it doesn't mean that marriage is healthy. It doesn't mean they are happy in that marriage. It doesn't mean that marriage is working. The fact that they are still together, you guys are still seeing them wearing matching clothes, doesn't mean they're happy. So there are some basic things that will work for every home. So don't be doing bad thing in your home and be saying what works for A doesn't work for B.
Because that's also a narrative. That's also a narrative that people use a lot. That is your own marriage. My marriage is different. Fine, that is your marriage. Your marriage is different. But the reason why I said what works for A and what works for B is that it is because of the peculiarity in every home. So we can't also neglect that far, the peculiarity, because there are men who can't cook at all. That is the truth. There are men who have not for once cooked at all. So
they should learn.
Just need to look at.
They need to learn, and if you're a woman too and you don't have any source of income, you should get something doing. Do something. Maybe it's a business, if it's an online business, you have to do something. You have to be able to bring in some money into the house. It's important. It's not just for you alone. It's not just for husband alone. It's not just your children. You should think about them too, as every and the home as a whole. Bring in something into the home. It shouldn't just be one person. And like we said, shared responsibility. Everybody should be able to support each other. Apart from that, for me personally, I believe apart from you guys supporting each other and everything, the man as the head of the home should be able to take what much burden as the head of the home in everything. And that is why, because you guys are the
Much
head.
body. Why much body?
Huh? Because you are the head.
I know.
They say,
Why
what
is
how did
talking
they say
much
that
body?
word? They say, Evie is the head that wears the crown.
On his lies the head that wears the crown.
On his lies the head that wears the crown. It's not the beans to be head of the home. So, and there are a lot of biological body that God has already given to women already that you cannot take away. You can't share with that. And Bible says the women are the weaker vessel, which means you guys are the stronger vessel. So there are some things you should be able to, take and carry as a man. I say, okay, I don't even want my wife to even share of this burden at all. I would carry it as the man of the house, as the currently. So that's what I believe. And I think.
Well, that's right. Depending on what he can carry, we also not need to put pressure on the man. If he can carry that much, no problem. If he cannot carry that much, no problem. For example, that's why we need to look at a way how we can bridge the gap. Let's say if somebody is bringing, that's why we like when you're talking about gender, when somebody is 100% in one area, you can be 0%. When somebody is 80% in one area, you support in 20%. Where you are 20% in one area, the woman can be 20% in one area, while the man brings in the 80%. The man can be 30% in one area, while the woman brings in the 70%. So we just need to cover each other. That is the beauty of marriage. We need to cover each other's track, like cover your track where one person is a little bit weak, you become his strength. Where the woman is weak, you become her strength. So I think that should be the submission really.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments, any opinion, just drop it. We're just trying to share our own opinion too, so you can share yours. And don't forget to subscribe, guys, and share this video. And that should be all for today. Who cooks more? Who cleans more? Who wash clothes more? Who takes care of the baby more? Do you just?
Because sometimes I'm not at home and
Or when you're at home, you also take care of the baby.
when I'm at home, I take care of the baby.
What else? Who goes grocery shopping? The grocery shopper. Who washes plates more?
Me.
Who takes the trash out? I don't even think I've ever taken the trash. He's the one that takes the trash. Each other house chores we have inside the house.
Who washes the car?
Who washes the car? I can never wash car. Can never wash car. What else?